What's up, folks? Teacher Nancy here. I'm here to talk about making a better movie. Today, 5 changes to make Thor: The Dark World a better film. All right, now Thor: The Dark World was a follow-up to Thor from 2011, a movie that kind of put Thor on the map, not just for the public consciousness, but an appeal for yours truly, a longtime comic book fan. It was also a follow-up to Avengers, which was kind of a big movie. It was also in a similar position to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. But whereas Captain America: The Winter Soldier elevated the Captain America character and storyline in that whole world, Thor: The Dark World didn't. And so we want to talk about exactly how that happened and what they could have done differently to make it a better film. All right, first change. Lord of the Rings light. Lord of the Rings and Thor go together like peanut butter and jelly. You've got ancient warriors, you've got mystical realms, you've got cool weapons, you've got strange elves chasing them. It writes itself, basically. And so you can take Thor and Sif and the Warriors 3 and Heimdall, since they wanted to get him in on the action. And you have Loki leading through all these strange, dangerous places, trying to get to the Dark World to get this Aether Infinity Gem stuff out of Jane. You also have the humans with him. You have your Jane, you have your Darcy. I know you all love Darcy. You have Svelwig, you have, well, we'll talk about that in a second. But basically, they're the hobbits of the group. And they're weak, and they're whack, and they're losers. But their weaknesses allows you to help push the story forward in a way you couldn't if everybody was this big, brawny, ultimate warrior. And so you have them touring the 9 realms, expanding and exploring Thor's universe. And you have a really great story that's very simple, very straightforward, but still deep at the same time. All right, the second change, you want to add Hawkeye. If you think about Captain America: The Winter Soldier, having Black Widow, not necessarily in as big a part as she had, but just having her there, not only connected him to the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, but actually allowed you to see a different side of Cap. Hawkeye could have done the same thing. He was actually introduced in the first Thor movie. And so you bring Hawkeye in, he's dealing with this Tesseract stuff that he's just recovering from, like Svelwig, so they can connect on that level. Maybe he finds a bow from the Night Elves. Maybe he finds some purple armor that resembles his comic book uniform. Maybe Darcy paints a big H on the front so he can be like Captain America. Either way, you bring Hawkeye in, you connect Thor to the universe more, and Hawkeye's kind of an awesome character. I really should have to explain why we need to put Hawkeye in as many movies as possible. Number 3, the third change you want to do is you want to focus on Thor, which I shouldn't have to say in a movie called Thor, but what happens is when you have a central character and they're the driving force of the story, and then you have another character and you instead put the development and emphasis and emotional impact on that character, when your central character gets to the end of the story and we're supposed to be invested in this big thing the central character is doing, we don't care as much because we've been working on this side character. And I think that's kind of what happened with Thor and Loki. Loki is an awesome character and he should steal the show. But he should steal the show. If you give him the show, Thor can't steal the show back, and so the whole movie suffers. So I would suggest you have Loki there in the group to manipulate and play off everyone and have just a blast with everything Loki can say and do. But let's focus on that thing Thor has. He was dealing with, am I a king of Asgard or am I a superhero on Midgard? And put that right in front of his face. Maybe if he lets Loki or one of the others destroy Jane now, they can get the Aether out now and keep it from Malekith. But if they try to get to the Dark World, Malekith might meet them there and take the Aether, which is of course what happens. And so Thor's wrestling with this, my responsibility versus my love, and let us connect with that. And then you have a lot of fun you can have with Jane as far as deconstructing that relationship, because it's a crazy relationship. Have fun with that. Then you have the hammer, Mjolnir. It's an awesome weapon. They had a really cool thing in the movie where while he was fighting Malekith, the hammer was still trying to get to him even when he went to a different realm. Maximize that. And so maybe when he's going through one of the secret passages, he uses the hammer. So he's in another realm, it's coming to him. But in the meantime, we get to see Thor kick butt without his hammer, or maybe using random weapons or his bare hands. And really, with all the super strength of an Asgardian, they have a really cool moment. The hammer shows up, another really cool moment. Then he swings it around and brings up this big giant thunderstorm and just rains down thunder like the god that he is. Let Thor shine in the Thor movie. Thor is going to be the Dark Elves. Now, the Dark Elves didn't get a lot of development because there's a lot going on with Loki and Thor and their family and all that. I say, don't worry about developing the Dark Elves. Let them be a force of nature. Instead of trying to depict them as characters with the society, let them be single-minded, almost zombie-like in, we must consume everything in darkness. And you can still have Malekith maybe pontificate a little bit how everything's going back to darkness anyway. Just come and embrace death with us like you're supposed to. Keep it simple and focus on developing your human characters, and don't try to half develop a character when you know you're really more concerned with your Asgardian. All right, so finally, change number 5 is always my controversial change. And I'm going to say, kill better targets. Killing the mama was a cop-out. Not only is she not important, we don't really care about her. She's had maybe 5 minutes of screen time so far in the universe, in the franchise. Killing Odin off screen or whatever Loki did, instead, kill people that we actually care about, who are also still expendable. So Fandral, or one of the Warriors 3, he needs to go. Let him die valiantly, defending the others, have his big Boromir moment. He loves Svelwig. He's pointless. Let the guy go. Let him take one for the team, and you can have that depth and weight. You still want to do a fake kill with Loki, but instead of the hologram thing, I would suggest having the comic book storyline where he, in the course of dealing with the Infinity Gem and being in the midst of everyone, he finds a way to take over Sif's body after his body is destroyed. That could be really cool. And you have Loki in the mirror sort of puppeteering Sif, and she's sitting on the throne as his regent. I would still kill Odin, but maybe have him killed by the Dark Elves to show how epic a villain they are, instead of them killing his mom to show that how punk of a villain they are. I wouldn't have them take over Asgard. We're going to destroy Asgard in Thor 3, Ragnarok. And if you disagree, see me in the comments. If you like what you hear, whether you agree with it or not, go ahead and hit me on subscribe. That's my spiel. God bless. Holla back.